Be strong.
Hey everyone, welcome to Gymnastics Conditioning today. A couple things before we get started. Please have water nearby. We do get quite sweaty inside of this class. And number two, it is pretty ballistic class, so as you're working through stuff, making sure that you are being comfortable inside the movement pattern. We do start, our warm-up is very open, like we move around quite quickly when it comes down to it. Coming on down to your hips, and we're just going to start nice and easy, coming into a straddle. All right, we're going to start in our ankles just with big rotations. Flex your toes back towards your face as much as possible. Physically open, driving your knees backwards, push through your foot point, sickle your toes all the way in, and then flex them all the way back towards your face. So inside of this, trying to squeeze into the quad, think about opening through the leg, pushing through your toes, turning in and all the way up. Try to keep those ankles rotating as much as possible and thinking about articulating down your feet. Open, push, and in. Now try to think about opening into the knees, opening your knees behind you as well. Good, last rotation. Nice. We're going nice and gentle. Take one hand on the outside of the knee today. Come along for the ride. Take one arm up. Point through your toes and slowly reach over, bending into that arm, but don't really allow yourself fully down. You're still just trying to open up your side. C. Good. Inhale all the way back through neutral. Arms are nice and straight. Exhale, hand on the outside of the knee. Reach up and over. Good. Inhaling all the way back through neutral. Inhale. Exhale. Stay active. Reach up nice and tall and over. Make sure those legs are squeezing straight. All the way in. Reach up. Exhale all the way over. Point those toes. Good. Lifting all the way up. Inhale. Exhale. Switch. Last one. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Switch. Perfect. Coming all the way back through neutral. Watch me first. I'm going to twist my upper body coming into that square shoulder. I'm not necessarily going to allow myself to be passive. I want to stay active, lean forward. I'm coming to my fingertips, pushing all the way up. As I push, I'm driving my heel into the ground with my leg being nice and straight, whoop, to come all the way back up. All right, let's go back and forth. Point your toes, squeeze your quads. Lift up nice and tall. Slowly twist your shoulder so it's facing your knee. Inhale, lifting up nice and tall. Exhale, fingers slowly touch the ground. Lean forward, pushing your heel into the ground. Now lift yourself all the way back up with no hands. Whoop. Nice. Inhale at the top. Exhale, hands drive down. Slowly bring yourself down. Squeeze your quads. Drive your heel into the ground and lifting up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, twist. Push your heel into the ground and lift up. Good. Inhale, exhale, and push. Good. Up and down. Push it up. Last side. Good. And all the way up. Nicely done. All right, take your feet together. Just kind of let your legs drop open. Don't even worry about your hands. Let your knees be heavy and try to think about the bounce at the bottom. So there's a bounce up and down. There's a trampoline on top and a trampoline underneath. Are you able to allow that bounce to bounce your knees higher than they need to as well? So not necessarily super controlled. Think about how much you can, if there was a trampoline on the ground, the amount of pressure that goes down to lift it all the way back up. So rather than it being super small, you want to think about it pushing yourself all the way up. Good. Last one. Come back into that straddle. All right, we're going back in laterally a little bit. Squeeze into the quads, point your toes. Hands come on the outside of the knee today. Inhale, lifting up nice and tall. Exhale, coming down as far as you can, thinking about hinging at your side. Arm is nice and straight over top. Inhale, coming back through center, arms up. Exhale, over. Reach. Good. Inhaling, coming back through center. Exhale, reach. Nice. Inhaling, back through center. Exhale, reach. Last one, back and forth. Inhaling, back through center. Exhale, reach. Good. Inhaling, back through center. And exhale, reach. Beauty. All right, coming all the way back up. Let's come into our pike. Flex your toes. And we're slowly coming all the way down and all the way up. Watch me first. I want to think about rounding into my spine and bringing myself all the way forward, open, coming all the way back, and spine segmentating all the way back up. Don't take too long inside of that stretch. We're moving through it. Ready? Inhale at the top. Lift up nice and tall. Exhale, round into your chest. Take your hands down your legs. Keep your feet nice and flexed. Move your hands down your legs. Open up into the chest once you're at the bottom. Lift through the chin. Exhale, drop the chin down. Slowly roll all the way back up. Good. Inhaling at the top. Lift up nice and tall. Exhale, round. And all the way down. Open through the chest. And rounding up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Head is the last thing to come up. Inhale. Keep it moving. Exhale, round to that chest. Walk the hands down. Open the chest. Lift the tailbone. And back up. 2 more. Take it at your own pace. Keep it nice and active. Don't stay anywhere too long. Last one. All the way up and all the way down. Brilliant. All right. Come back into that bounce. Feet together. Same thing. Relaxing into the knees. Thinking about letting them drop down and all the way up. Beauty. Last one. Perfect. Let's go into our hips a little bit. Take your heels, drive them into the ground. Drop your knees over to one side, 90-90 split. We're going to go in for a little bit of a hip stretch before we beat the crap out of them. 90 degrees and 90 degrees. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, slowly walk your hands all the way down. Good. Little pulses. Stay here. Try to keep moving your upper body around, lifting up nice and tall and dropping it down. Stretch into that hip. Gymnastics is about being active inside of a lot of things. Good, let's switch sides. Heels driving the ground, no hands, switching sides. Inhale at the top, exhale, walking your hands all the way forward. Come into that nice position. Slowly move all the way up and all the way down, pulsing into the chest. Good, last one. Heels drive into the ground, switching sides, no hands. Lifting up nice and tall. Inhale at the top, exhale, walking your hands all the way down. Good, lifting and pulsing. Today we're going to focus on legs at the beginning of class, so we're trying to warm up those hips before we get into them. Good, let's switch. Hands drive up, heels drive into the ground. Other side. Inhale at the top, exhale, drive it down. Little pulses. 90 degrees and 90 degrees with those legs. Last pulse. Good. Last one, back and forth. Drive the heels into the ground. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Inhale at the top. Exhale, walking those hands out. Using just the fingertips. Let's do some pulses. Think about growing tall from that head. Spine is nice and long. Good. Last pulse. Heels drive into the ground. Hands come up. Last side. Inhaling at the top, exhaling, walking those hands down, and little pulses. Last side. Then we're getting into our legs, activating into quads. Good, last one, all the way up and all the way down. And all the way up. Perfect. Coming back to that straddle, pointing those toes. Really focusing on your knees pressing to the ground, squeezing in the quads, point through your ankles. Take your hands to the outside. One more stretch. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, dropping into the elbow. How far can you go down, keeping your top active? Good. Inhale, all the way back through center. Exhale, outside, and drop it down. Good. Inhale, back through center. Squeeze into the legs. Drop it down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. When you're coming back through neutral, can you be nice and tall? Inhale all the way back through neutral. Exhale, dropping it down. Good. Last side. Inhaling back through neutral and drop it down. Good. All right. Here's where we start getting into our legs a little bit. We're going to stretch into the calf and into our hamstring, and then we're going to start being active with it. So first, coming into a downward dog position, try to focus on anything on your back legs, and then we're going to start being active into our legs. Come into downward dog, and we're going to move our hips around. Connect your hands to the ground. Toes are about hip distance apart. Drive your heels to the ground. Open through the shoulders, and slowly move hips side to side. Can you lift through your tailbone a little bit more? Can you push your heels to the ground a little bit more? Can you straighten your legs a little bit more? Good. Come all the way back down to your knees. Take a second, watch me. So inside of this one, we get into our calf. I'm going to shift my hips over to one side, push that down, lift one knee up so it's knee to knee and my back toe is pointed because we're always pointed inside of gymnastics. And I don't want to keep my hip open. I want to make sure that I'm nice and squared off to everything. Then I can start moving back and forth with my shoulders because that's going to help where my actual stretch is. So my shoulders are assisting and where that stretch is on the back of my leg. Let's go. Hands shoulder width apart, heels hip width apart. Push your heels in the ground, come to downward dog. From here, bend one knee, connect knee to knee, point that toe. Breathe into that heel dropping into the ground. When you're ready, look at your hands, slowly move your shoulders forward, and then drive your armpits all the way back towards your knee. Good. Inhaling, coming forward, exhaling, driving it back. Take it at your own pace. This is just a warm-up stretch for your hamstrings and calf. Last one, all the way forward and all the way backwards. Good, let's switch sides. Opposite foot comes down to the ground. Knee to knee. Push the heel into the ground. And slowly move forwards and backwards. Try to keep those hips as square as possible. Think about opening into the back of the leg, lifting the tailbone up. Last one, all the way forwards and all the way backwards. Brilliant. All right, coming back down to your glutes. Let's go in for some leg lifts. Watch me first. So inside of this one, I want to make sure that my quads are squeezed, my knees are pushing the ground, and my ankles are actually pointed. There's almost like an external rotation of the knees rather than them dropping in. From here, I'm going to take two hands in front of me, leg lifts, I switch. Foop, 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 foop. Okay, we're coming all the way over into a pike and then all the way back. Inside of this, you're able to round into your chest, but try not to sit back. Think about a little bit of a hollow body position. And then if you need to lean back more, use your abdomen rather than your whole chest. All right, let's go for it. Hands in the middle. Inhale, exhale, lift, tap, up, tap. Good, back, tap, tap. Other side, up, tap, tap. Good. Tap. Tap. Nice. Up. Tap. Tap. Keep that chest nice and rounded. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. 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 Last one. Squeeze those legs. Tap. 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 Nice. Last side. Inhale. Tap. Exhale. Tap. Tap. And tap. Nice. All right. Relax that down. Honestly, after all of those, you want to make sure your hip flexors are good. So even coming in and pushing closer to your hips, just allowing them to open really does assist. Not necessarily your quads, but really inside of that crease and moving it around if you ever have any cramps of that nature. All right. Come back into downward dog. Let's go. Same thing. We're coming into our calf and stretching into our legs. Downward dog. Heels drive into the ground. Open into the shoulder. Going back to the beginning. Good. Shift your weight over to one side. Connect knee to knee. Point that back toe. Inhaling at the back. Exhaling. Move your chest forward. And coming all the way back. Drive the heel to the ground. Good. Play inside of this pattern. Really try to think about those legs starting to open. And the actual way of your foot really matters as well. So are you able to keep that foot square? Can you keep your big toe pointing forward? Last one, forward and backwards. And switching sides. Opposite foot comes to the ground. Drive the heel into the ground. Knee to knee. Feel the stretch first. Inhale. Exhale, start moving those shoulders forward and backwards. Drive. Try to think about pointing that back toe, keeping knee to knee. Where is your foot placed? Can you actually feel the stretch? Are your hips square? Last one, forward and backwards. Brilliant, and coming all the way back down.
Be strong.